There we go. So hello everybody who's joining us live today in the group. We've got the lovely Raminda with us and we're going to be talking about the power of EFT, what it is, how it benefits us, and how we can kind of use it in our lives and potentially how we can use it in our businesses. We're not sure where this is going to go. As usual, it's a free flow conversation between two people, just sort of uncovering and discovering and freestyling it as we go along. So thank you for joining us today, Raminda. It's lovely to have you here.
Thank you, dear.
You're more than welcome. So would you like to tell us a bit about yourself, what you do and everything else, and then we can go from there?
As in today, I'm an emotional wellness coach.
Mm-hmm.
And from where it started, it's not just the story, but it's the real story. There was a time when I was in deep depression.
Mm-hmm.
Like at 34, 35, I was unmarried. So it was like, and then I was so much fed up of my life that even I left my job thinking that, yes, everybody around me is against me. They are, conspiring against me. It was all in my head. And then one fine day I thought, no, I cannot, live with these people. I actually cannot work with these people.
Yeah.
So I left my job. And then it was like 2, 3, 4 months, the gloomiest period of my life.
Yeah.
Then, I thought there's no harm. I have to turn inwards.
Mm-hmm.
Then I started the journey. I started, chakra chants and all that. Gradually, bit by bit, it started. And I attended 1.5 days EFT workshop, the basic workshop. And it so happened that just after 1.5 days workshop, things started changing.
Mm-hmm.
And when I came back from the workshop, it's like, though it was a very, very tiny amount, but it was like, things are changing kinds, I say $50 a month. Somebody, in our country, exchange rate is different. So it was somewhere around $50. So a student came to me as a tuition student. So I was so happy. At least something. And within 15 days, I got an offer for a job.
Right.
And it took me years. I did tapping for myself for say 7, 8 years. And it has given me big results.
Yeah.
Then I thought of taking professional training so that what I have gained, I can share with friends and family and all that stuff. And before that, even I used to do Reiki, Reiki healing. And but yes, after doing the professional course, the workshop, as a practitioner, things changed.
Yeah.
So many basic, fundamentals got even more clear, or how we can not only just tapping, just asking the right questions at the right time.
Yeah.
Helps. Because when you are with a coach, it's like, then, as far as I'm concerned, there are so many people who are not fully open. They actually cannot let themselves loose.
Yeah.
It happens. They are still anxious. They are like, will it work? Will it not? Will it work? Will it not? So then their conscious mind never releases the control. So when I work with a coach, obviously we are coaches, but yeah, it never means that we don't have problems in our lives.
Absolutely. All coaches need coaches who need coaches.
Yeah. So when I work with a coach, I let myself loose. I mean, I hand over myself to my coach.
So surrender. It was a surrender into trust.
Actually, then the control of conscious mind is loosened up to higher extent.
Yeah.
So then when the coach asks the question, the real thing comes up. And that is the game changer.
Yeah, I believe so. Absolutely. And there are so many different techniques out there, and different methods of, I mean, you mentioned Reiki and, different methods of removing those kind of energetic blocks that are within us, whether they be subconscious blocks or whether they be energetic blocks, physical blocks, there's all those different methods out there. So could you tell us a bit about how EFT kind of helps with those sorts of things?
In simple words, first I'll tell what EFT exactly is.
That'd be great.
Yeah, like most of us are very much familiar with acupressure. Right?
Yeah.
So the Chinese, modality, it has certain points. Those are called meridian points.
Yeah.
We give specific pressure on those points and the pain is released. In EFT, we use those meridian points, but the pressure is not that strong. It's a gentle tapping. Like just touching kinds of.
Yeah.
So when this tapping on, now what are the meridian points? Those are the energy centers. They hold the energy, be it good, be it bad, for us in the body. So, and most of people have experienced at one time or the other the acupressure.
Yeah.
So it releases the physical discomfort. We combine the physical and the emotional part.
Yeah.
Now this meridian is like, say, holding something for the physical part, but also the emotions part. Energy consists of emotions as well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we combine the physical and the emotional energy, and then we tap. So when the physical unease is releasing, that emotional attachment is also released.
Okay. So it gives a freedom of flow to that energy.
Yeah. Like if we talk other way around, have you seen those old time TVs like antenna to be adjusted?
I don't know.
Okay. Like what happened was, yeah, I tell you, like, now it's the cable plays the major role, right? What happened was there were antennas on the roofs.
Yeah.
And it had to catch the right frequency.
Right.
If the frequency was not right, our TV will not display the exact picture. And it will give a, dotted screen.
Yeah.
And a voice.
Yeah, the white noise. Yeah.
Right. I mean, the frequency, the best frequency is not matching.
Yeah.
So the screen is not displaying the best picture.
Yeah.
So there was a knob.
Oh, I know. You mean like an old clicker. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Just moving it and adjusting the frequency so that we can get the best picture. In the same manner, in EFT, this is the knob. The meridian points are the knob. We adjust them. We release the, discomfort in the sense of not the best frequency. When we adjust it, so it gives us the better picture. We tap, but yes, it is there that it's not a magic pill kind, because yes, our emotions have layers.
Yes, yeah.
So do the releasing.
Yeah.
So we release layer by layer.
And I suppose it's an ongoing process as well, isn't it? You have to maintain that once you've adjusted and released, perhaps, then it's about maintaining that as well. Because I think that something that's very important that people don't sort of discuss very often is that it requires a consistent effort to maintain your energy and your frequency, and you know, the vibrations that you're putting out there and everything else. You know, there are ways to make sure that that stays kind of corrected, because if we say, okay, it's a magic pill, it's done its work, and then off we go, then we end up, you know, we layer back up, don't we, with all of the stuff that goes on around us, and before you know it, you're back to square one again. So I think it's important to, it's, you know, probably a regular practice, isn't it?
There are 2 points to that. One is like, one specific problem is having layers. Until unless we clear all the layers, we go back to square one if we give a longer gap. The other thing is, there is not only one layered problem in our life. We have this life's experiences which create some or the other stuck emotion, some sadness, anger, whatever.
Yeah.
Our experiences, then our lineage, what we receive from our parents.
Yeah.
Or our, you know, bloodline.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then if you believe, like, we have our past lives as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's the inherited. I mean, we talk about this quite a lot actually in this group, is you know, you have this inherited stuff that comes from, it could be past lives, it could be your ancestral, you know, not necessarily living, you know, but ancestral things that are passed down to us, energies, kind of emotional blocks, ties, contracts, soul contracts, all of those sorts of things, agreements that we've made, and we kind of carry all of those things with us. And if we you know, I think we're all trying to find ways in which to release some of those things, or all of those things, anything that we don't need to be burdened with anymore, on top of our own lived experience, you know, our current lived experience. So it kind of ends up with all this stuff, so layers and layers and layers of things to kind of release and let go of and work on and identify and move through and all of that.
Yeah. So it's like, it's a continuous work. If I talk about myself, I am into energy work since, say, somewhere around 18 years. Right? But there's nothing to worry about. It's like, you have to start from somewhere. And as you do the work, you get less and less triggered. But yeah, we are here in this lifetime as human beings and understanding the energy work, because we have got this life to release the stuff we are carrying since ages, since so many lifetimes, since so many bloodline layers and all that stuff. So it's nothing to worry about. It's just about, like, yeah, we should feel privileged to be able to understand the energy work.
I agree. I think that, you know, when you become consciously aware that these things are having an impact on you, it then becomes your responsibility to work on them in this lifetime, because who knows what's going to happen. You know, I mean, for a lot of us, we feel that perhaps we've kind of been stuck in a repeated cycle, because we haven't done the work to let go of things. We've become consciously aware of that now, So it's time to get rid of that and break that cycle and let go of the things that you don't need in order to live the best life you have now, but also to kind of almost as a duty to your future self as well.
I mean, we can always discuss it some other time, but another modality, I mean, which I work with is family constellation, if you have heard about that.
I've heard of it, but I haven't heard about it. So you'll have to tell me about that.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful modality. It generally works on the family systems. I mean, correcting as much as we can. I mean, it's also a very beautiful modality. So it works with the family. I mean, like EFT or some other modality, Reiki healing and all that. We work on ourselves, our entanglements with the other things. So family constellation it's a collective work, and it's such a beautiful thing. I mean, it's really wonderful. So we have to take different help of different modalities, because yes, one modality is never sufficient to help for each and everything.
Yeah, absolutely. And some things help others better than others. I know that with the work that I do, some people aren't interested in certain areas, or some people, they don't necessarily believe in those areas, and that's absolutely fine. Everyone's entitled to believe what they want to, but it's always more effective, I think, as you're saying, to use a blend of modalities in order to move through these things, because each individual thing might uncover something more or unblock or release something different, and then when they work together in unison, you get not just quicker results but more beneficial results, more what's the word I'm looking for, kind of with a bigger impact, like a real transformation, rather than kind of, oh, I feel a bit better. It's like, wow, I feel amazing, so it's kind of like bringing all those things together, isn't it?
Yeah. So as today we are talking about the EFT, Luis, could you just check, I mean, how deep is your breath? I mean, say it's going till here, coming back here, chest, or till belly button. Say belly button or below belly button, it means 10, right? Means full.
Okay.
But we generally don't have that. So just check, is it 1 or 2 or 4, 5, 6? How, don't try.
I'm just having a thing. For me, it would be, I usually breathe to just below my rib cage, so it's a bit too high, but it's still quite deep, but it's not deep enough. And I'm very aware of my breathing as well. I do try to adjust it when I notice it, but yeah.
It's could you give it a number?
So 10 being below the belly button, I would say probably about kind of a 5.5, okay. Maybe a 6 if I push it a little bit.
Okay. We'll do a little exercise.
Okay, fabulous.
Yeah. Even though, just copy me and repeat after, I mean, whatever I'm doing and whatever I'm saying, just copy me.
Okay. So where are we? Which hand? This hand?
Any hand, and tap, I mean, this corner.
This, yeah. Here. Yeah.
Yeah. And tap with the other fingers, other hand's fingers. Even though, say after me, even though I have this shallow breath.
I have this shallow breath.
I still deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this shallow breath. I still deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I have this shallow breath. I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. This shallow breath.
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 Just stop, close your eyes and take 1 or 2 easy breaths. Don't try. Don't try and tell me what the number is now.
It's definitely higher, the number. The breath is lower. Yeah, it's probably, I think, probably shifted to about an 8 now. It's weird because you know what happened? I just really, my whole tummy just really, I stopped pulling myself in. I just kind of, everything just went like that. And then when I breathed, it went into my belly rather than into my sort of sternum. That's interesting, isn't it? We do it.
Yeah, so it is that simple and that effective.
Wow, that's incredible. That's amazing. I mean,
what happened to your thumb?
To my oh, I cut myself when I was cutting a loaf of bread. So
Okay.
yeah.
Is there any pain?
A little, not too bad. It's I did it on Friday, so it's healing, but there's a bit of pain. Nothing too bad.
Still, is it 2, 3?
Yeah, probably about 3, I would say.
Okay. Okay. On moving, you're feeling 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though I have this pain, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have this pain in my thumb, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I have this pain in my thumb, I still deeply and completely love and accept myself. This pain.
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 This pain. It's definitely less. That's really peculiar. Ooh. Right, I'm convinced. That's it. I'm sold on EFT. We're doing it. I'm doing it now. That's it. That is actually incredible. I can barely feel it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not such a quick fix, but yeah, it's just a demo kind. I mean, when we tap, yeah, it will go down. Definitely, it will go down. But yeah, because this is a physical injury and it's not chronic, right?
Yeah.
So it was just to give you a demo that it works quickly, but it is the deep-rooted work is far different from what we have done.
Yeah.
But it is just the demo that yes, it works. To do the deep-rooted work, it's like we tap on a simple emotion, like say, some person is having depression or say chronic anxiety, right? I'm anxious for each and everything.
Yeah.
So we can just start with 1 or 2 rounds of, even though I'm feeling this anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety, this anxiety, or if the client says, no, I'm feeling even much more anxious, then it's okay. We can stop saying anything and just doing 1 or 2 rounds. That's all, without uttering out a word.
Right.
Our nervous system calms down.
Yeah.
And then the client is at least able to say the word anxiety.
Yeah. So you have to sort of meet people where they're at, and then kind of sort of, as you say, like peel away those layers, because I think, well, certainly it's true that some people find things easier than other people, and it does depend on how deep rooted those things are, I suppose.
Yeah. And then asking the right questions is very important. Like, if I give you an example, I had a client come to me. She was like at 29. She had 2 broken marriages and one, good relationship which failed. So in a sense, 3 broken marriages kinds, and 1 child at 29. And she was single. And I mean, we were just talking about like, yeah, what you charge, because she was an energy worker too. He said, I mean, I charge $3,000 a package and all. So it's a good amount, right? But then she said, somewhere or the other, I lose money.
Right.
So she had 2 big problems in her life. Her relationships were in a mess. Her finances were in a mess. So we tapped 1 or 2 rounds. The system, our nervous system opens up.
Yeah.
Then now the thing is, our subconscious mind is more open after 2, 3 rounds, 4 rounds. It depends.
Yeah.
How much open we are to receive, how much open we are to grow.
Yeah.
That's why I am not a healer. No, I'm not. I'm a coach. I can tell you this is the way you have to go.
Yeah.
If you are willing, then you have to take the next step.
Yeah.
Right. So I asked her questions about her family, about her childhood, about her relationship with her mother, with her father, their own relationship. So it came out that somehow the relationship of her mother and her father were not good.
Right.
So what happened? Somehow, being a kid, she was concerned for her mother.
Yeah.
I tell you the base of the story. She was concerned about her mother. So she, being concerned for her mother, she'll tell to her father that while talking to aunt, mother was crying.
Right.
Right? She was concerned. But now her father took it other way around and thought that her mother was complaining to her sister.
Right.
About him.
Yeah.
Right? So he gave him a severe beating. In turn, her mother was like, the reason of my suffering is she.
Right.
So she was not very keen to, pamper her, talk. I mean, she pushed her away. It was like, so, but everybody, her father, her mother, and she had their own stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, what her mother did, she took it as abandonment.
Yeah.
And her mother, I mean, everybody's mother, when we are born, we do not actually, we are not sad or angered or abandoned. We don't feel that ways for our parents. Right?
Yeah.
So our mother, our father are the best and cozy relationships for us.
Yeah.
So the most close relationship to heart was her mother, and she felt that she abandoned her. So she was living that abandonment in her love relationships.
Yeah, like playing that out in her own
Yeah.
circumstances. Yeah.
So in the same manner, her father had, I mean, they were richy rich at a point of time, but then somehow her father had losses in his business and all, and they had to see hard times.
Yeah.
So she was living her father's story. I mean, out of loyalty for her father, love for her father, like whatever I earn high, then I lose high.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it is just about, uh, because she was open, so we could just uncover all that story in one single session.
Yeah.
Some other client may take 4, 5, 6 sessions to uncover that story.
Yeah.
So when a client asks us like how many sessions it will take, so there's no answer to
Who
that.
knows? Yeah.
There's no answer to that. It is the client's journey, not ours. We are just there to hold hands,
Yeah.
to use whatever techniques we know
Yeah.
and help to our best.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's helping, as you said before, you know, you are not the healer, so to speak. You are the person who is empowering the other person to heal themselves.
Yeah.
And that's really important. That's something that I like to kind of say to people as well. It's like, you know, I'm not the light for you. You are your own light. Let's find it. Let's find your light. It's helping a person to uncover their own amazing abilities to do what they need, the work that they need to do themselves in their lives. And you just sort of act like I suppose like a bit of a guide to begin with, and then it's you sort of hand it over. Now you are your own guide, like go forth. And because everyone has it within, everybody has it within, don't they? It's just they need to uncover it, and that's where the help and, you know, the energy work comes in, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, that's absolutely fascinating. I'm really impressed with I can't believe my thumb doesn't hurt as much. But I keep wiggling it. I'm like, that's weird. So yeah, I mean, so what would you, one of the, so with EFT then, would you say that it helps to do, so obviously the rounds that we just did there, do you use the same phrasing, or would you do it with like affirmations or sort of like mantras, or, you know, can you use EFT in that way?
Affirmations. I mean, EFT is something we can do it with anything and everything. Like at times, if you are at a a good place, or otherwise also before tapping, if you are a Reiki channel,
Mm-hmm.
you can just call on that. Yes, I invoke all the energies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens is, give me a minute. Sorry.
That's all right.
Like I can just say I invoke all the Reiki masters and
Mm-hmm.
my spirit guides to be there with me for healing.
Yeah.
Then I cover myself in the universal light and then start tapping.
Okay.
So we can always mix two things.
Yeah.
There's no issue at all. And then as far as affirmations is concerned, Luis, the thing is that I have a belief, right?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose we are going to take an example that I have a belief that nobody loves me.
Okay.
Right. So now, and I am not getting a good partner, and I'm taking an affirmation like I have received my soulmate, and a long-term soulmate. I've received my long-term soulmate. I've received my long-term soulmate. It will not match, and it will take you nowhere.
Right.
Until unless you address that limiting belief that nobody loves me.
Yeah.
First of all, you release that belief.
Yeah.
Just take it off. Then the next layer, when you're comfortable that it's okay, even if nobody has loved me till today, that's okay.
Yeah.
But the future is not going to be the same.
Yeah.
And your heart will tell you that, I mean, on its own, keep tapping, keep the layers, keep taking off the layers.
Yeah.
You'll come to that point. Then the affirmation will work like magic.
Yeah. Yeah. So again,
Then tapping on the affirmation will make sense.
Yeah. So for somebody who, I suppose then, so you remove that limiting belief and you make a decision, don't you? In that moment, you decide that you accept that, okay, this is how things have been. Now I'm choosing for things to be different. And that's when you're at the point when you can do more of an affirmation rather than a releasing type thing. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, because so many people have said so much about the affirmations that general people, layman, is actually taking it in the wrong sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll do the affirmations and the things will done. No. When you don't have the foundation, right? When the foundation is shaky, your heart, your subconscious mind believes that nobody loves me, then affirmation that I have received my soulmate, it's going to make you no good.
Okay. Yeah, this is something that I tend to say to people as well, that in order to do the the awakening work, then you need to go through healing. So you can, and you don't have to do like, okay, I heal and then I do this and then I do, it's not necessarily a linear kind of process. It's just that when you are doing the healing work, you begin to awaken to everything kind of happens in unison, but all are necessary in order to create what it is that you want to create in your life. So I think that, yeah, what you're saying, I mean, I completely agree with what you're saying there, definitely. Because you can't simply rewire your subconscious by stating the opposite of what you believe on a deeper level. So it's
like facing your heart. It's like, why actually we encounter the negatives in our life, because we tend to push the things back, right? I tend to push back the belief that nobody loves me, and I want to mingle. I try to mingle with each and every person in a party I go. The thought which is being pushed back will just come like, hey, I'm here. And you will actually experience that nobody is actually looking at me. And the beauty of EFT is like, if you do work with Reiki, it says think positive and give it the healing. Think positive. Affirmations, do the positive affirmations. But EFT says face and verbalize whatever shit the feeling is.
Okay.
I feel like dying. I feel like killing him. He insulted me. I feel like killing him. He insulted me. I feel like killing him. You will see when you tap on it, you are just telling yourself that this is the feeling at this time I'm having.
Yeah.
Accepting that feeling, and with that, you are you are tuning in. You're tuning in your energy vibe.
Yeah.
So that is why we do this statement that even though he insulted me and I feel like killing him, I still accept myself.
Yeah.
Though I'm feeling like killing him, but still, whatever it is, however it is, I accept.
Yeah.
That I feel like killing him.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up that I feel like killing him. That's okay. Accept it. And when you will accept it, it will automatically deflate.
Yeah. It disperses it, doesn't it? Yeah, absolutely. And you still have that solid foundation of saying, I accept myself, I love myself, and so it's all good. yeah, I'm allowed to feel like this, and then it goes. But you're left with that belief and that knowledge that you accept yourself and you love yourself. So yeah, that's really powerful.
And even then, I mean, if you don't, at times, I mean, clients with severe, self-acceptance, self-worth, self-esteem issue, they actually cannot say that I deeply and completely accept myself. They cannot say. Then even, I mean, the statement is not that whatever your coach or practitioner is saying that you have to say that. No.
Yeah.
If it is not resonating, tell the practitioner that yes, I'm not comfortable with that. Rather, I want to say this.
Yeah.
And that's okay. We can say, even though this is the situation, at this time, this is what is.
Yeah.
That will do.
Yeah.
Unless you're comfortable in your own body.
Yeah. So the reality is the statement has to be a truthful one that really genuinely makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Is
You
where
don't, you don't have to hustle up. You don't have to make up the things. No. Yeah. Whatever is, it is.
Yeah.
Start from there.
Yeah.
That is the best thing I love about EFT.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm stick to it since last, say, 12, 13 years. That's why this is my favorite.
Well, you find with a lot of people that are coaches or work with kind of spirit or do energy work like yourself, like me, we've all gone through something that's really like a horrible traumatic situation. We've got, whether it be depression or anxiety or burnout, or like for me, it was almost a complete mental breakdown. And then it's like, right, so we find something that helps us. And then suddenly it's like, I need to share this with the world. And it's only through that kind of hitting that traumatic part of your life and then healing from it, learning new ways, you begin to awaken, and then suddenly you understand your purpose is to share that and to serve others with that. And I think that is it's such a common journey amongst people that do this sort of work, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we as coaches, we are like, we are seen as how happy he or she is, how much he or she is earning, but actually it is not that. We have done our works for years.
Yeah.
And that's when we have reached, when we can smile on even our own, old selves.
Yes.
We can laugh at ourselves.
And
openly, that was so silly.
Yeah, that exactly. So you have to have that sense of humor with yourself. But the other thing that I think is important is to remain vulnerable. So, I mean, I tell the lovely ladies in my group, if I'm having a hard time or if something's going on for me, then I'm happy to talk about it openly, because just because you've gone through these certain parts of your journey and now you can help other people, it doesn't mean that your life is perfect and that nothing affects you and nothing makes you sad. That the people that kind of show that as a reality, I think, are full of shit, to be honest. I think it's quite dangerous, in fact, to act as though the world can't touch you. But you can still be unshakable in your core beliefs and your sense of self while still experiencing external kind of things that are going to create difficulties for you and things like that. And I think it's just important to kind of be transparent and honest about those things with people. In my opinion, I think that it's really important to do that, because it's all a journey. There is no destination. It's all a journey.
Yeah, it's like say, yes, I get triggered today even as well. But the thing is, the intensity is much low.
Yeah.
And I'm able to hold myself back. Like, even it can happen that while working with a client, something happens.
Yeah.
His or her some issue actually triggers me.
Yeah.
But now, of years of work, it's like, yeah, I can say my issue. Hold on, I'm on work.
Yeah.
And then address my triggers later on.
Yeah.
But I mean, years back when we started, all of us, it was like, no, I have to handle myself first.
Mhm. Yeah.
So with the time, as the time passes by, it's like we slow down
Yeah.
and we create better uh, cushions for ourselves, for
Yeah.
our emotions. It's
Definitely.
more like that.
And so I mean, I know that I have a tendency now to respond rather than react as well. So sure, things happen and I can feel it, but as you say, it's not as powerful. It's just an acknowledgement. That's how I feel. And if the timing isn't right for me to handle it, then I'll handle it later. But it doesn't, I don't think it ever, I mean, some of it goes away, but it certainly has done for me. Things that used to sort of trigger me historically don't even touch me anymore, which is amazing. And when I notice it, I'm like, oh God, 10 years ago, I'd have punched that person. not literally, and now I'm like, and it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But yeah, you do obviously, we're all going to have times where something affects us, and then it's how then we handle that. I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's how we approach things, how we handle what's going on around us and within us. Yeah, and we can all learn different methods to have that sense of control over it, really, and sort of a surrender, but not a not a reaction, a response, and a kind of like it's calmer and more balanced.
Definitely.
Certainly. So we've been talking now 50 minutes we've been on. I could talk to you for hours though. So what I'll do, we'll wrap it up here on the live. So thank you to those who, can't get my words out now, to those who have joined us live, and for anyone who's watching on the replay, thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions for Raminder. Raminder, I'll put some links to your, you've got a website, have you? Or like your Facebook page?
Yeah, I still operate from Facebook. Yeah, I am just in the process of getting a website, but still not.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'll put a link to your Facebook page in the comments on this live as well, so that people can come and follow you if they want to, and they know where to get in touch with you then if they wanted to work with you in the future. So I'm going to stop the live stream here.